All right, well, hello everyone and happy Monday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend wherever you're watching Before the Four this afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your Monday afternoon here. Now, first for your Monday afternoon, let's talk about the weather this week. Heat and humidity remains on the radar. And First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis is back this week to let us know what we can expect across the Tennessee Valley. Brad Travis with the latest.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We continue to watch the tropics. Hurricane Aaron, the latest advisory comes in at 4 o'clock. I'll show you the latest from earlier today coming up. Winds at 140 miles per hour. More on this in a second. Closer to home right now, we got a few isolated heavy downpours. That's it. Might get some lightning here over the next hour or so, but not expecting a whole lot of rain. A lot of heat, though. Heat advisory. Heat index has been around 100 to 105 most of the afternoon. We've actually had some drier air mixed down to the surface, and that's what's allowed temperatures to get a little bit warmer, sitting at 99 in Huntsville, 100 in Athens. So make sure you're staying hydrated out there. This kind of heat's going to be around for a couple more days, and then we're going to get a big break as we go into next week. That's all on your 10-day forecast, and we'll be talking about that at 4. But here's your rain on the roof chances. They're going up, and we're probably going to see a little bit more than you see here. I think it's trending higher, so to speak, especially for Saturday. So scattered showers and storms looking more likely. Here's the latest on Aaron. Again, pulling away from the Turks and Caicos area, but it's still way off land. But it is going to create a lot of issues, and already is, for the coastal areas here. What they're seeing is coastal flooding, rip currents, a big problem here from the Carolina coast all the way down into the Bahamas. Again, those areas taking precautions for that, but no direct hit as it will pass probably to the west of Bermuda as well. You can get the latest on that on our 48 First Alert weather app, by the way. Here's your 3-day forecast. We're talking 96 tomorrow, 94 Wednesday, then 91 Thursday. Each day we see a little bit more thunderstorm activity with the peak falling between Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Well, all right, and also don't forget First Alert Weather Extra. It goes on every weekday at 9:30 p.m. You can watch Weather Extra wherever you're watching Before the 4 this afternoon. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis, he'll be back here in the CTV Center, and he'll have all the latest that he is seeing on the radar. You're just not going to want to miss it. Leave a comment. You'll get shouted out tonight on Weather Extra, but yes, Weather Extra, just not going to want to miss it. But now moving over to Colbert County, where the body of the second man killed in a boating accident along the Tennessee River has been recovered. Colbert County Sheriff Eric Ballantyne says the two men were killed when their boat and a barge collided around 9:15 p.m. on Saturday night. Officials identified the deceased as 63-year-old William Michael Sandlin and 66-year-old Edison Kim Wallace. Now, at the time of the accident, only one of the men was found dead near the boat. After a day's search, the second man was found near the site of the accident. And 48's Aria Pons will have more details on this truly tragic situation coming up in our evening newscast, so make sure to stick around for the latest. But now in Huntsville, where a man was killed last night after crashing into a pole during a police pursuit that began in Tennessee. Huntsville police say the chase started in Lincoln County, Tennessee, where authorities tried to stop a driver for reckless driving. Now, the pursuit continued south onto Highway 231 and 431, where the Madison County Sheriff's Office and later Huntsville police got involved. Police say the driver, identified as 21-year-old Austin Gore, lost control near Maston Lake Road, that construction zone there. His vehicle left the roadway and struck a pole. Now, Gore, the only person in the car, was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, this crash remains under investigation. But now moving over to a story in case you missed it, let's talk about downtown parking here in Huntsville. Residents are calling Huntsville's public parking signs misleading after they were fined. 48's Noah Cowell with everything you need to know when parking in the Rocket City.
PMC Management operates several lots in downtown Huntsville and others in big cities like Nashville. Parking lots owned by the city are free on nights and weekends, but lots under PMC Management are not. Councilman Bill Kling says many residents had no idea they needed to pay and then received $35 fines.
The fact that the parking lot has big signs that say public parking seems to be a little deceptive. People get in and they're not aware that there's paid parking on this lot, whereas downtown, nights and weekends, there's no paid parking.
Kling says many people seem to not trust the QR code system that PMC asked people to use. Some who parked here earlier today told me they were misled as well and are deciding not to pay at all.
It's a little gougy when you get into the parking lot and then you see that there's QR code signs posted that you have to pay. I'm not going to pay. There's no one here, and it'd take a long time to find a different place. So I'm just going to pretty much risk it, I guess.
All street parking nearby is filled up tonight, so people wanting to come downtown either have to pay or hope to get lucky. The city has heard the public's concerns and plans to make this enforcement clearer.
We're considering an ordinance that would address a number of things, including the inadequate or misleading signage on some of these lots. We want to bring you a well-reasoned ordinance, one that doesn't create problems that need not exist, that addresses the problems that we are.
And now we're going to head to break, but coming up, it's officially game week for Tennessee Valley high school football teams. We'll talk about our week 0 game of the week coming up, as well as an awesome story on a 10-year-old entrepreneur you're just not going to want to miss. It's all ahead. We'll go through it all in 1 minute. All right, hello and welcome back to Before the Four. Now an update to a story we first brought you last week. Deshaun Gardner, that's who you're seeing on screen, was charged with capital murder after police say he fatally stabbed his brother, Philip Gardner, at a home on Battlefield Drive. A second victim, a woman identified in court records as Gardner's sister-in-law, was injured after she tried to intervene between the two. The sister-in-law is expected to be okay. Now authorities haven't said much about a possible motive, just that Deshaun Gardner was angry with his brother in addition to murder. Deshaun Gardner is also facing a second-degree assault charge. Gardner remains in the Madison County Jail without bond. And now, let's talk about this. It is time to talk a little high school football here in the Tennessee Valley. It's game week now with week 0 officially underway. And for the first week of the high school football season, we got to talk about our game of the week, the defending champions, the Mars Hill Panthers, battling it out with the Mustangs of Madison Academy. We'll be following this game, of course, along with the other North Alabama matchups this Friday as part of our 48 Blitz as well as 48 Blitz OT. So make sure to stay up to date with the latest. But let's go. Hard to believe it's already football season here in the Valley. Time certainly flies. And speaking of good things, now let's turn over to today's good side. And as we're all aware, starting your own business can be challenging, even daunting for some. But now imagine doing it at just 10 years old. L&L's Joy Hollowell introduces us to the young entrepreneur behind Lovey's Soap. Let's take a look.
In just a few weeks, Lavanna will start the 5th grade. But she's already learning about profit shares, balance sheets, and expenditures. That's because in just a few short months, this 10-year-old has turned a soap-making hobby into a business.
My most popular is lavender, and we're doing seasonal scents. So, like this summer's was sea breeze.
Here, there you go. Now you can start here.
It all started with a soap-making kit that Chelsea Guerin gave her daughter. Lavanna then took those homemade soaps to school to try and sell them.
2 days later, she comes home with a baggie full of money and said, "Mom, I sold all my soaps."
That was the start of Lovey's soap. The base is goat milk. Lavanna uses a melt and pour method. She then adds essential oils and non-toxic coloring to create the cleansing cakes.
What a pretty color.
As for the name,
Well, my kindergarten teacher called me Lovey, and in 2nd grade, my friends started calling me Lovey.
at first, Lavanna was just selling to friends and family. But then her mom created a Facebook page. Before they knew it, Lavanna had sold well over 100 bars.
She actually just got an order for a wedding next month.
Okay, so we have
Lavanna agreed to show me how the process works.
That was 10.0.
Now you just pour it.
Okay, just
Lavanna hopes to be a veterinarian when she grows up.
tell me when to stop.
But she'd still like to make soap on the side.
As a parent, when your child picks up a hobby that they love doing, you support it. But to know other people that we don't even know are really enjoying her soaps, are giving her reviews on her Facebook page, and just asking for more, it's just very heartwarming to see people support her.
And there's our soaps.
Joy Hollowell, WABI News, Glenburn.
Very impressive stuff there. And now let's turn over to the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. New safety measures coming to Huntsville Housing Authority residents. 48's Callie Neese will have more details on that coming up. More details on the Carrie Matthews Recreation Center coming to Decatur. And finally, a national championship winning and Heisman quarterback for the Auburn Tigers is all set to get his jersey number retired. Find out who from our own 48's Carl Prather coming up in our evening newscasts. And these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up. And now you all know what time it is. It is, of course, how we like to end before the 4 every day. It is time for Facebook fun. And our 48 Facebook question today, tell us what you do for a living without actually telling us what you do. And let's see what all you working class heroes are up to. Let's see what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. What is your 9 to 5? It says 10-4, Kenny Hallmark. That could be a police officer, dispatcher, maybe even a truck driver. 10-4, good buddy. Thank you for commenting. Bethany said, I answer phones. They go pick up the people. That could be many things. That could be a receptionist, Bethany. Thank you for all you do. Doug Smith said, I stand here and get paid. You gotta love that. I remember back when I worked fan services for the Nashville Sounds as well as the Atlanta Braves. That's basically what I did. I stood up all day and got paid to do that. Absolutely. Thank you. Russ said, I run my mouth for a living. Gotta love that. All of us who likes to run our mouths, that is the dream job right there. Penny said, keep people alive. Healthcare worker there. Absolutely. We gotta love the healthcare workers here in the Valley. Keep creatures alive. 100%. A veterinarian. And looks like Jason Holcomb said, master manipulator of molten metal. I would guess that is a welder, Jason. Thank you for all you do. Very high skilled job right there. Theo Vaughn said, I dig holes in your yard. Gotta love it. Thank you all for commenting on today's 48 Facebook question of the day. You all had super awesome comments today. Thank you for all you do, all the great work that you're doing here in North Alabama. But y'all, that is just about it for today's Before the 4. Thank you all for sticking around this afternoon, spending a bit of your afternoon here. I hope you all enjoyed tonight's evening newscast. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.